Patton Brothers.
The Patton Brothers, Jimmy Patton and Brian Patton, are the two older brothers of Barry and Paul Elliot, the Chuckle Brothers. They began their career as a double act in 1954, and their father was comedian, Gene Patton. They have starred in many a pantomime in their careers and have not missed a performance in 52 years. Jimmy Patton started his panto career straight from school in 1946, and was joined by Brian in 1956 for Aladdin at the New Wimbledon Theatre, London. Both Jimmy and Brian have made many appearances in Chuckle Vision with their younger brothers, Jimmy taking the moniker "No Slacking" due to the catchphrase that he constantly has to relay to the Chuckle Brothers. And remember, no slacking. Indeed, the four all appeared together as the Chuckle Brothers on hit quiz game show 3-2-1 with Ted Rogers on April 17, 1982, Season 4, Episode 13, and also on New Faces.
Biography.
Jimmy and Brian, both come from Rotherham just like their brothers, the Chuckle Brothers. They also have a brother called Colin, who isn't an actor, and their late sister Sheila was married to the actor Bill Waddington, who played Percy Sugden in Coronation Street. Jimmy and Brian are the sons of Jimmy Elliot, a comedian who later became known as Gene Patton, as there was already a Jimmy Elliot in the business. When Jimmy left school, he joined Britain's Dead End Kids in 1946 and performed in 5 pantomimes before Brian joined and teamed up with Jimmy. Jimmy and Brian got their big break in 1956 when they performed in an Aladdin pantomime as Chinese policemen, a role that have performed 8 times since. Other roles have included Ugly Sisters, Broker's Men, Henchman and Chief and Dame. They have appeared alongside many British pantomime favourites as Barbara Windsor, Ronnie Corbett, the Chuckle Brothers and John Inman.
Jimmy and Brian in panto.
Aladdin, 1956, as Chinese policeman. Goldilocks, 1957, as henchman. Cinderella, 1958, 1959, as Broker's Men. Babes in the Wood, 1960, as robbers. Aladdin, 1961, 1962, 1963, as Chinese policeman. Babes in the Wood, 1964, as robbers. Robinson Crusoe, 1965, as captain and mate. Cinderella, 1966, as Broker's Men. Jack and the Beanstalk, 1967, as henchman. Cinderella, 1968, 1969, 1970, 1971, 1972, 1973, as Broker's Men. Babes in the Wood, 1974, as robbers. Robin Hood, 1975, 1976, as robbers. Jack and the Beanstalk, 1977, as henchmen. Babes in the Wood, 1978, as robbers. Mother Goose, 1979, 1980, 1981, 1982, as henchmen. Dick Whittington, 1983, 1984, as captain and mate. Aladdin, 1985, as Chinese policeman. Sleeping Beauty, 1986, as henchman. Sinbad the Sailor, 1987, as captain and mate. Robinson Crusoe, 1988, as captain and mate. Cinderella, 1989, as Ugly Sisters. Dick Whittington, 1990, as captain and mate. Jack and the Beanstalk, 1991, as henchman. Dick Whittington, 1992, as captain and mate. Cinderella, 1993, 1994, as Ugly Sisters. Aladdin, 1995, as Chinese policeman. Live and in Trouble, 1996, as Grumpy Old Sid and Head Teacher. Mother Goose, 1996, as henchman. Goldilocks, 1997, 1998, as robbers. Dick Whittington, 1999, 2000, as captain and mate. Aladdin, 2001, 2002, with the Chuckle Brothers, as Chief and Dame. Cinderella, 2003, 2004, as Ugly Sisters. Pirates of the River Rother, 2005, as Blackie and Captain Horatio Slacking. Jack and the Beanstalk, 2005, as King, Brian, and Dame, Jimmy. Aladdin, 2006, as Chinese Policeman. Spooky Goings On 2, 2007, as Eggman Manager. Little Red Riding Hood, 2007, as the Bailiffs. Indiana Chuckles and the Kingdom of the Mythical Sulk, 2008, as King Fuzzed Fez Cooper and Curator Slacking. Goldilocks and the Three Amazing Bears, 2008. Chuckle Trek, 2009.